Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It's fantastic you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on band Disturbed, and through their cover of The Sounds of Silence, which was written by Paul Simon, we talked about how comfortable we are with silence. Such a stunning version of that song, oh my goodness. Well, we're going from there to a duo that was formed in Sydney in 1980, Sydney, Australia. Chrissy Amphlett on lead vocals and Mark McIntyre on guitar. And they would get other session musicians in from time to time to help them to fit out their sound. And of course, we're talking about the Divinyls. Now, the Divinyls are Australian music royalty, very much in the hard rock genre, but they tended to get a little bit softer and more pop as time went on. And Chrissy Amphlett, well, what can we say about her? She was a one of a kind, an original, unique. There was no one else anywhere near close to this lass with just her attitude and her whole stage image and just her passion and everything. Chrissy was Chrissy. And we'll get onto her a little bit more in a minute. In fact, she was compared to Angus Young, the guy who plays lead guitar for AC/DC, because Chrissy, like him, would wear a school uniform on stage and just had that attitude about her, that is for sure. So the Divinyls, between 1983 and 1996, there were 5 studio albums, 6 compilation albums, 1 video album, 4 videos, that's music videos, and 26 singles. They have received, it's a Countdown Music Awards. Now Countdown has been an iconic music show in Australia, and most people who would come here to tour would get on that show just to get more ticket sales. But Countdown was an institution in Australia, that is for sure, and they were inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame in 2006. ARIA stands for the Australian Record Industry Association. And so very well regarded by the music industry, in fact very well regarded by Australia in general. Now Australia was rocked because in 2013 Chrissy died of breast cancer. It was also discovered at the time that she also had multiple sclerosis and had been for quite a while. And so those two things ended up taking her life, and Australia just paused for a little while when that happened, because it was a bit of a loss to us and we all felt it in some way. And there's a little bit of a clip coming up which talks about that just a little bit more. So Divinyls. Now, I first met the Divinyls through the song Boys in Town. I thought, well, this song's pretty cool. I love it. And it's just really rocky and pretty full on, and the guitar work's pretty amazing. And Chrissy vocals, what can we say? Her vocals are amazing. And she just really knows how to just get the grunt and grunge that's needed for some of the songs that she sings. And she just really captivated me from that point. But it wasn't until the song Pleasure in Pain in 1995, I thought, well, this song's just amazing as well. And so I suppose for me, and very much in tribute to Chrissy Amphlett as well, I'm going to look at the song Pleasure and Pain today. Now, this came off the What a Life album of 1985. Now, the song starts, lover, lover, why do you push? Why do you push? Why do you push? Baby, baby, have you forgotten about me? And then the long song goes on to say, I'm standing at the back of your life. The thing that's so compelling about these lyrics are those two first words, lover, lover, why do you push? And I think it's very clear here that obviously if it's a lover, that means there's an intimate relationship going on here. So you've given yourself to somebody else in that way, and you're enjoying the mysteries and the ecstasy of those moments. But when those moments disappear, it's almost like we disappear from each other, and we don't even acknowledge each other, and we don't even think that, we're not important enough to be in each other's life more than that. And so it's a bit of an intriguing little situation this way. It's like, we long for those moments of intimacy, but we want the intimacy to kind of continue in other ways. And quite often it doesn't. There's no answer to this stuff often. We don't know why things happen like this. We just kind of get into routine and we go with the punches and we just do whatever. And we just realise bit by bit that perhaps we're moving apart from each other bit by bit. I think what the songwriter is saying in this particular song is, hey, I don't want to be at the back of your life. I want to be by your side. That's where I want to be. I don't want to. I want to be a little bit more important to you than I am right now. I think in this day and age, we need to not only we need to be able to show that stuff. We need to actually take the time out to be with each other and just to pretend the world isn't there for a while. This thing's been a little bit of a thing lately. I can think I've still got this thing by Alana Miles, Computer One, by Dear Enemy, If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. All these songs are leading to the same thing here, and that is that our significant other's got to be the most important person in our life. And certainly in this song, that's where they want to be. They want to be the most important in their life, but they're almost a bit desperate here, thinking, but I'm not, but I want to be. I don't want to leave you. It's almost like that U2 song, With or Without You. I can't live with, and I can't live without you at the moment. But it's like, well, I want to be next to you. I want to stand next to you. I want to be the most important thing in your world. And at the moment, it just doesn't feel like that's the case. And so we get such impassioned lyrics like this one to really try and get the point home that it's not the way things are at the moment. I'm actually a little bit unhappy and a little bit miserable about things. And I'm just kind of hoping that things will get better. Well, this song goes on from hope a little bit. It actually now starts to really articulate those feelings in some words, and so it gets to the point where hopefully the other person just can't ignore this stuff any longer. So I suppose the question for all of us out there that are in relationships right now, and that is a fine line between pleasure and pain, which is what the chorus goes in this song. We want the other person in our life, but are we giving them the priority that they deserve? Let's face it, if you have another person in your life, the other person deserves your best, not the last stuff. Sometimes we put all these other things in the way, and we kind of think, oh, we'll just do this thing and then do that thing and do that thing, and hopefully somewhere down the track I'll get time to give the other person priority. Well, the days are going by while you're doing that. The best thing we can do is to ensure that every day we show how important that person is to us. It can also be a bit of a challenge, though, that if you're the person that's feeling like in the back of the life of your loved one, and you're thinking, well, I can't even get in there. I can't even, like, how can I even say this stuff? I'm not going to say this stuff because I'm going to feel horrible and a bit needy and all the rest of it. But man, this feeling is just overwhelming me now. But how am I going to get in there to do it? We don't ever want to put our partners in situations where they feel like that, where they're feeling like, oh, I can't even talk to you about this stuff. This stuff is probably more important than anything else. And if we can't allow our partners the grace to be able to do that, well, maybe we've got to have a bit of a rethink ourselves about this relationship and the priority we're giving to it. So I think for both of you out there, if you're in relationships, if you're the one that's kind of not giving the priority to the other one, can I make a suggestion that perhaps you have a little bit of think about that one? And if you are the person who is at the back of somebody's life and struggling to work out how to say stuff, may this song perhaps be a little bit of an inspiration to you about how maybe you can do that. Of course, we always use I statements, I feel, all that sort of thing. We don't put you in there because that will just shut the conversation down. I feel at the back of life, and I want to be in a different place than that. So I trust that will all be an encouragement for you today. Relationships are tricky; they really, really are, and we're none of us are experts on relationships. Really, we're trying to work it out as we go. As long as we work it out in a way that's going to make the other person feel valuable and valued, I think that's the most important thing. And of course, relationships are a two-way street, giving to each other. So trust that will be an encouragement to you today. Well, on to the clips. So we do have Pleasure and Pain. This was an iconic official clip when it came out. This captures the story of this song so well. And when we talk about Chrissy Amphlett, this is the image I go to about her, that is for sure. The passion, the complexity, the pain, the pleasure, the whole thing all wrapped up in one official performance here. And so Pleasure and Pain came off What a Life from 1985. And while we're on that album, we've got Sleeping Beauty. This is a live countdown version. This also came off What a Life from 1995. And I talked about Boys in Town before. That's just an iconic song from my perspective. I love this song. It came off the album Desperate of 1983. That's a full-blown live version. And then we've also got the song Science Fiction, also off Desperate 1983. This is also live, and this is voted one of Australia's top 30 songs of all time. So it's in the top 30 best Australian songs, and so that one's a live version as well. So the links to all of those songs are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from the band Disturbed. If you want to recap on that one, feel free. Well, if you've come back for another video today, as we've talked about priorities in relationships, thanks for coming back. Or if this is your first time to Life Reflections Through Music, welcome to the channel. And the encouragement to everybody is please hang around to the end of the videos, because there might be something encouraging. This channel does a little bit more than just react to songs. This provides some insights and perhaps some understanding to help us all on our life journeys. So thanks for everybody coming today. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to the iconic drummer of the Eagles, and that is Don Henley, and look at his solo career after the Eagles. We'll look at the Eagles a little bit as well, but more about Don Henley next time. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.